The people have spoken. It was almost unanimous with almost all the votes going to fixing the banking clan. And as you saw from the title of this episode, I'm sure, that is where we are and it's time to get going. So I brought a whole bunch of supplies with me over here. I think Pride maybe has almost all the shulker boxes, so I need to go round up a few because there were only a few sitting around in White Sands before I left. But luckily, I have a lot of stuff here, and I actually have a lot of stuff sort of spread out all over the world. And now that we have access to the ships and stuff, we have means to get there. So let's talk about this build. Okay, there's three portions of this build, okay? Here's the first. This is obviously the most done. This is the trading building. This is where all of the trades will actually happen. So if you come in here, I think I'm going to overhaul this quite a bit. And start doing some rooms and things like that. I'll probably get rid of this terracotta and put in one of the glazed terracottas that we have and stuff like that. That's one portion. This is the next portion. This is going to be mostly like the living kingdom part of the kingdom, like the imagine churches and shops and all that kind of stuff, as well as apartments and all that kind of thing. The idea of this build is it's a medieval Victorian bureaucracy kingdom. That's the idea, and it's something that I've never done before, and I've not really seen a whole lot of before, so there's a lot of new here for me. So talking about this build, first thing is first, this purple or whatever that is, that purple or cyan or something, glazed terracotta's got to go, or it's not glazed, it's just terracotta. It's got to go because this used to be the shingle thing that is now concrete. It's the texture pack, so I'm gonna have to change all that out, and I might go for blue, even though I'm doing blue in White Sands for my district. I feel like that's probably the best way. I'll probably go like a blue shingle here. The third area is going to be over here. This is going to be a villager trading hall that we'll get to down the road. So that's going to be the third thing. The first building I want to work on is probably this and really get this good. Okay, so let's talk about what's good and what's bad. Okay, what is bad first, but may turn out to be good, is this is extremely symmetrical, like crazy symmetrical, right? And I'm on the record, and I've talked many times about how much I don't really like symmetry all that much. Like, I'm kind of anti-symmetry these days. But there's a place for it. You know, there is a time that symmetry sort of is needed. And even though the whole rest of the world is not symmetrical, I feel like this building, at least, if not this whole kingdom, maybe should be. I think it fits the style. Okay, so I really wanted to use dye right here, and I did, and it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's imposing, you know. It's certainly an imposing building, which is good. And the other thing is you have to use your imagination. You have to imagine that this courtyard is filled with really well manicured flowers, trees, bushes, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just looking at it, and I'm not sure exactly which direction to go in this. Part of me wants to destroy the symmetry. Honestly, part of me, I want to like cut off this roof area like around here, and maybe build like an inner, like a smaller sort of entrance here. I don't know, but I think I'm going to leave this building symmetrical. I think that's going to be the plan. I'm going to leave it symmetrical, and then this building over here, which is currently sort of just the front facade of a building, but I'm going to make it not symmetrical. I mean, even though it is so far, I'll mess it up a little bit. Not mess it up, but I mean, mess up the symmetry. I think that's going to be the plan. The glowstone doesn't work. Glowstone texture that we have now doesn't work. The old one used to, so I think these are going to probably have to be maybe redstone lamps or something just to get that right look, because it's too weird. I'm not sure I'm crazy about the cobblestone mixture in here. I was really trying to make these pillars look better. I don't know that I succeeded in that. I kind of am leaning towards that I did not. So they might actually, in a way, they might be too thin. I'm not sure. I have a lot of work to do here. This is a lot of work. It's obviously going to be more than a one episode thing. There's a few other things that we're going to do here in the banking clan. I'm not done, by the way, with White Sands, just in case you have not been on every episode. I'm not done with White Sands. This is my breather. I'm just going to be here for a couple episodes probably for now. Go back to White Sands, come back, work a little bit. It's just going to be nice to bounce back and forth. So there's going to be a whole port area over here with like a road leading up to the banking clan. I planned on this banking clan only really being these 3 buildings, but there is another building that Ulrich laid out, wow, like a year ago, maybe even more than a year ago. This is a rather small island. So his idea was to have different buildings for each trade. Yeah, this is what Pride was telling me, and I've been noticing is the server is not rendering well. Look at that. I don't feel so great about that. I'm not sure because it is restarting now. I had hoped that it was just restarts and stuff, but yikes. So Ulrich had laid this out, and this is as far as he got. I'm not sure what exactly the plan was, but I think as of now, I'm just going to leave this, and if later on I want to expand it to another building, then I can do that. But here you can see the side and the back are just nothing. It's just nothing. So, you know, lot of work back here to do. I'll address the back later. Let's address, I think, probably the front first. This is almost unplayable. This is really bad. I don't know what exactly to do, to be honest. I may make a backup and mess with the server a little bit here, but let me do some building today, and then I'll do that maybe between episodes, because I don't let that whole loading thing does not make me happy. So, all right. Anyway, let me get to some building. I'm gonna do some building. I think probably this is gonna be one of those things where I just go do a whole lot of building. I think I probably have everything I need, and then I'll come back and show it off. Okay. All right. And of course, it's just started raining right when I hit the record button. But okay, so I worked most of the nap today and then into the night a little bit on this, and I want to show you what I got done because I think it is all of a sudden changing my feelings about this. So look, I'm gonna be really honest with you. I was contemplating, maybe not seriously yet, but I was thinking a little bit about just destroying this whole thing and starting from scratch because I didn't have a good feeling about it. It didn't fit the vision that I had when I started it like a year ago. And I just felt like it was not on par with the ability that I have as a builder now. Whatever you think of that ability, good or bad, I think that I could do better. So I did change out all this block. Fortunately, we actually have a pretty decent supply of lapis in the realm at the moment, so that was not a big problem thanks to my mystery gifter who gave me all that lapis for white sands. So anyway, so you know, one thing that I want to talk about briefly here while I show off what I did, because I only worked mainly on the interior, and these pillars, if you remember, are now big. Oh, looks like I missed a little bit. So here's how the top of the pillar used to look. It was like this, not so great. This way I just beefed it up a little bit, and all of a sudden I feel like it's better. It just has enough like kind of girth to hold up that roof. And then just spreading this out a little bit. You know, there's something about like when you're doing a pillar. Let me just grab this. When you're doing a pillar, and a lot of times, like here's the pillar. Someone will put stair. Where to put all my stairs? No, that's leftover block. There we go. Stairs. A lot of times people will just put a stair right there on the ground. And there's a place for that, but the place for that is more, I think, and this is my style of building, and that's not necessarily a good thing. It is what it is. Here's what a lot of people do, something like that. So instead, what I like to do is something like that, or even better, maybe, oops, something like this. Oops, not that. You see what I'm saying? And then maybe this, but probably not even. And the reason is, I think this looks like a duck. I think when you make the stairs be right on the bottom, I feel like it flattens things out. And when you look around the world, that's not how things are. Things aren't L-shaped. You know what I mean? They don't come up like this and then come straight out like that. That's not how it is. It's usually more like shaped like this. You know what I mean? Let me see. It's more like that, right? Not like that. That's kind of weird. you do this, and even maybe that, all of a sudden that looks more like a place that you see. It's a really small detail. It's a small little thing, and it's probably up to personal taste, but I feel like it makes a big difference. So what I did was, I couldn't decide why I didn't like these pillars, and I think what it was is these stairs were down a block. And so what I did is I put them up on top of another block, and then built this little floor. I'm just kind of toying with how I want to do the oak leaves. We have a bunch of oak trees just over there. How I want to do the oak, well, the garden area. And I think that this turns out pretty well. But that brings me to a major topic. And what that topic is, and it's important, is you have to trust yourself when you're doing art. And I look at this game as art. I truly believe that this game is art. So when I look at this, I think of sometimes when I was a kid, I used to watch Bob Ross, right? The painter. I think we all, he's an internet celebrity these days, but I think we all knew who Bob Ross is. So, and he would paint this beautiful background. It was like, I'll show you what I did while I talk, but the background was beautiful, like beautiful sky, beautiful lake, beautiful mountain off in the distance. And I was like, wow, Bob Ross, you have hit the nail on the head. Like, that is perfect. And then in the foreground, he would make a big ugly tree branch. And I was like, no, Bob Ross, you're ruining what was awesome. But then the longer you hang in there, he trusts himself to cover up something that's beautiful with something that's going to make it even more beautiful. And then all of a sudden that tree branch, you get some flowers on it, you get some trees on it, you get some more foreground in front of that, and you just keep building in front of it, in front of it, in front of it. And then all of a sudden, what would have been a bland mountain with sky painting is now this beautiful painting with mountain in the background and sky behind it. But in front of that, maybe a lake. In front of that, maybe some trees. In front of that, maybe a hill. In front of that, maybe some flowers. You know what I mean? And all that stuff in the foreground, I think, to the non-artist in me, is what makes this interesting. So what I try to do whenever I'm looking at the interior, which, by the way, we are like out of end rods. I used all the end rods I could find, so I may have to go on an end adventure here one of these episodes and try to track down a whole bunch of end rods. Or I think you can farm them now, but maybe it's just faster to find a city and break them. Anyway, so all these torches probably can go. I'm not sure if this is mob proofed. There were a lot of mobs spawning in here whenever I was building it. This looks pretty dark. Probably not mob proof, but what I tried to do is I tried to stand like here. I built this little gate. It was just some droppers in. Just thinking like when they close down for the night, maybe that would come down. That kind of makes sense. I tried to stand here and think, okay, I want a door there, but in front of the door, I want some seating. And in front of the seating, I want like this light. And in front of the light, I want some more seating. This used to be just a way to get up. And I guess you technically still can get up, but this is the way to go. And I built a little waiting, yeah, it's real dark, isn't it? I built a little waiting area, like a line here. So like and I replaced all this netherrack fence with dark oak fence, thinking that dark oak seems a little richer in this game to me. So, and put a little bit of blue carpet down there. So the idea would be you would walk in, if you want to trade, you'd walk in here, wait in line, wait for this person to make their trade, and then you would come in here and make your trade. And then you would leave over here, right? Kind of makes, I think it makes a little bit more sense. What we're going to do over here, this is stairs to more trades. So this will be up to the second and third and possibly higher floors. And then I thought what we do to separate this a little bit is make the offices private. I marked bank offices and stuff in here. So like I thought it'd be kind of fun to have a bank office, maybe a vault. I thought maybe a vault could be here, like underground, like where they would actually keep the goods. I don't think we'll actually keep anything here necessarily, so it'd just be for aesthetics. But what is that achievement? Nice. Congrats. I do not know Name is working on our awesome bleachers by the finish of the ice boat racetrack. So, but now that's one of the reasons why I want to work on the banking clan is to get the ice and all that kind of stuff. So, the other thing is for the ceiling, because this is this, I hear you. Where are you? Underground, probably. There is a lot of spawnable territory right underneath this. This whole banking clan kind of floats. So, for the ceiling, I wanted to do some depth, and I also want to do something that makes it look a little bit richer. So I did dark oak. It's one block higher than you can place, so that sucks. That is a real drag to place this stuff, but you know, hopefully it's okay. I don't know if I love these slabs. again, I was looking at this and I had just this because I thought like it'd be seating, like you just sit down here, like sit down, wait your turn, maybe come over here, or maybe if you have someone, you know, someone's making an exchange, you would just sit over here and wait for them, and then go on your merry way, go back to the ship. But I got to be honest, the slabs here, I don't know if they work. It's something I got to think about, but I think the little bit of greenery really helped. I think the dark oak is a real slam dunk. I think that looks really good. Yeah, you know, I feel really good about this. I feel good about the building. I think it's a pretty cool, excuse me, a pretty cool build. And yeah, I'm really psyched about it. So I'm looking forward to it. We're going to do next episode more of the Banking Clan. I'm going to probably take this similar thing. Now, I do want to put maybe, I think I might want to change up these walls maybe, or I think Jerm's going to get rid of that spot in the white. And if he does, then maybe there's no need to change out the white terracotta. But I do think I'm going to be using terracotta walls probably like in here, like different colors for the office and things like that. I feel like richer colors here would be good, like some purples and greens and that kind of stuff. But that's it for me. Hey, listen, thank you so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. You guys know how much I love hanging out with you guys on these videos. Hit me in the comments if you have suggestions, things you don't like. I know it's still a little bit bland, but I feel like it should be kind of big, you know. But if you have any comments or suggestions on this, maybe on the second floor, on other things for here, specifically on this garden, oh my goodness, you guys could help me out here because I am a little bit lost on what I'm going to do over here. But if you have any ideas, hit me up, and I will see you guys later. Don't forget my Discord, and don't forget to subscribe to my friends. They are awesome people, awesome builders. And I'll see you guys next episode. Bye, everyone.